And here we are. It's hockey night, boys. Got our hockey gurus with us. We got Andy, Hockey Andy. What'd you call? What moniker did you give Tom? What are we going with? 2-goal Tom or something like that?
Two-goal Tommy.
2-goal Tommy. Tom, you like that one, or do you have another one that you like to use?
I'm good with that. I'll take 2-goal Tommy.
2-goal Tommy. And of course, cousin Mike. Look at I don't know if any of you guys have seen us on YouTube or if you've seen us live. Look at the faces of these three men. This is their time. It's August. It's a little treat, a little summer treat. Forget the ice cream. Forget the ice cold beer. They got hockey. They got hockey in their lives. Look at Andy. Just if you get a close up somehow on Andy's eyes, you can see a twinkle. You can see 2 Stanley Cups in his pupils. You can see it right there. Of course, not for the team on his head. That's going to be years. Yeah. All right, let me throw this over to Mike. Mike, this is going to be your vehicle tonight because I know absolutely jack about hockey, no matter how much I'm trying. So get us started. Go ahead.
Well, where do you boys want to do? We want to start with last night's forever long game that caused me to have to watch the Hurricanes at work today. It was a 5 overtime game between Tampa Bay and Columbus. They pretty much played 2 full hockey games last night. And it ended in such a sad way. The poor goalie for Columbus, Korpisalo.
83 saves.
Yeah, 83 saves in a loss. His defenseman takes a puck up high, and he glanced away. That cost me a millisecond. He glanced away.
Poor guy.
And in that millisecond, Braden Point beats him high glove. Were you guys up for the game at all?
I was. I started watching the game at work when it was on air at 3:00. So I left work at about 5. The game was still going. I got home from work. I said, I'm going to go do a little workout. This game will be, over soon. I come back after an hour and a half working out, and I'm like, what? I thought it was a replay. I wanted to put the Carolina game on. I thought they were it was a replay. And then I saw the 4 OT up in the corner. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty intense. The Lightning pulled it out. I still don't think the Lightning are going to take that series. I really don't. I think they got lucky last night. I think Columbus showed the grit and fight not to give up. Maybe they don't have the names and the goal scoring that Tampa has. Who do you guys have taking that series?
I picked Columbus because I'm a Torth guy. My boy right there. He has unfinished business in New York. He's got to come back one day and finish it. Don't shake your head.
Columbus.
No, he'll end up in Washington.
Columbus has a team. Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, Ohio has an NHL.
I'm taking Columbus. I'm taking Columbus. But
no.
I think one of you had one. Didn't one of you guys have Tampa taking the whole Stanley Cup?
Tom, that guy right down there.
I do, and I'm not. Yeah. I mean, quite honestly, I haven't done a ton of research. I mean, this is still my entry back into sports out of my own bubble of quarantine, getting back into sports, and I'm almost there. But I don't know a lot about what's going on in the NHL after what I've looked at the last couple of days. But I really think Tampa Bay is probably the team that's bred the best in the tournament to go all the way. I really do. But who knows? It's the NHL playoffs. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
They said that last year, too.
True.
Yep. Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
And the year before, when I said the Capitals couldn't win with Alex Ovechkin. So,
hey, every once in a while, a blind squirrel finds a nut,
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
Clocks. What is it? A clock's right twice a day? Something along those lines. A broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah. But not a Met fan. A Met fan's never right.
No.
At least a Met pitching coach. Although they're doing well right now. I know it's not baseball. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Jeez, that was so quick.
Always bring us back to baseball.
Sorry.
Hey, wake up. Hold on.
Knee jerk reaction.
is baseball still a thing right now?
Not in my house.
barely hanging on.
Not in my house. All right, so that what you said, it was a 5 overtime, 4 overtime, 5 overtime. Where do we go? 5, 4, 5
overtime.
5.
Yeah, they scored with 9:32 left in the 5th overtime.
And what was the final score?
3-2.
3-2.
3-2. So there was 8, or I would say seven periods or 8 periods of just like no scoring whatsoever, hardly.
The last
Nope.
two was scored at like 23 seconds of the third period.
How many shots on net?
Third period.
Really?
And
How many shots on net? Was it crazy? Like just or
It was unreal.
83 to like 70 or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Korpisalo had over 80 saves. He faced 88 shots, and he only gave up 3 goals. So he had 85 saves for Columbus in the loss. The Blue Jackets had 63 shots. So I mean, it was an insane game. There was a new record for saves in a hockey game. The defenseman for Columbus, Seth Jones, set a time on ice record. He was on the ice for over 65 minutes in that game. They played 2 full hockey games. It was crazy.
That game was just a display of athleticism and why hockey is the most athletic sport in the world, by far.
I can't disagree at all with that. So, and how about my team out of the West? Anybody? I know it irritates Keith because I initially started off with the 2 teams that were going to piss Keith off the most.
I don't say it.
So we started with Columbus.
Come on now.
Moving into Vegas, baby.
No.
Golden
They were
Knights.
alive.
Those Vegas Golden Knights
No.
taking down the Blackhawks 4-1. That was actually the late game. That was supposed to be the game after the Carolina game. Carolina game got scratched. They only have 1 rink. So the Blue Jackets and Lightning took all of the Hurricanes' time. But the Golden Knights pull out a big 4-1 win. They haven't lost since since they started playing hockey again. They're my favorite coming out of the West. Tom, who do you got coming out of the West?
I had Colorado coming out of the West.
Okay.
But I think that's going to be
the 2 seed right now.
Who's the 2 seed? I think that's going to be a dogfight. I think Colorado probably has the deepest as far as experience goes. Probably in the entire tournament. I think Colorado's probably the most well-rounded, most experienced team ready to go. But I don't know. Vegas is a very athletic team, very well-coached team, and very, very hungry. So
Vegas
we'll
got
see.
a lot of experience too. I think coming in from you were there in the finals a couple years ago. Their first year, their team hasn't really changed all that much. They just got better.
Right.
So
they've added some big names since they made that Stanley Cup run 2 years ago. Right? Is it 2 years already?
Yeah.
Is this their 3rd year?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
We've been doing this podcast that long, huh?
Yeah.
How do we not have more listeners? People got to get on board. People got to get on board. We're too good at this.
You got 12 hardcore listeners.
Yeah. Yeah. And 2 of them are our moms. So there's that. And you 2 are the other 2. That's literally a third of our listenership. 2 are on with us, and 2 made me and Keith.
I saw your mom, Michael. I saw your mom at a graduation party this Saturday. I had a lengthy conversation with her about the podcast. She gave me a lot of tips. I met with the fans this week. Let's put it that way.
Yes,
I met with the fans.
And don't lie. You guys listen to your own podcast too, so that's another 2.
I actually don't. I don't
listen. I don't download it ever.
There comes a point like when you first start doing the podcast, you listen to it for about 6 months. Then after that, you're like, I can't do this anymore. No, I can't listen to myself.
I don't like me. I'm my own biggest critic.
Yeah. Way too much.
I let my mom criticize me. She's excellent at it.
There's 310 guys in that group, right? I bet you there's 305 that still don't know how to get the podcast itself.
Yeah.
I don't wait, download the podcast. I don't know. What's a podcast?
Knock the phone up. That's the head.
So
you picked the Vegas coming out of the West. Tom, who'd you say?
Colorado. Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado. Andy, who did you speak on that yet?
I believe I picked Colorado. Yeah,
Colorado.
I picked Colorado lose to the Caps.
I have Kanye. Kanye coming out of the West. Anyone?
Jeez.
Nothing. Nobody. All right, I picked the Avalanche as well. That was the beginning of the year when we did our little prediction show. So I gotta stick with it. I'm gonna stick with it. Of course, I did that because of our friend Michael O'Neill. No other reason. Because I went with the 49ers because Michael O'Neill, and that got me something. So I'm sticking with
You've
O'Neill.
got such a bleeding heart, Keith. Come on.
I do. I do.
He can't
Especially
even
my
deny
East
it.
team.
He can't even deny it.
Why deny it? All right, so you got the West, you got the East. The first game you talked about was the 5 overtime game. What else? Today, Carolina finally played at like 10:30 in the morning, right? Because that makes sense. So
they did play super early today.
Yeah.
Rod
11 o'clock.
Brindamore received a $25,000 fine today from the league.
Was he not wearing a mask?
No, he basically called out the refs. Did you guys watch the game at all? No, not really. All right,
I watched
so
like the second half of the game.
all right, so let's see. The Hurricanes were, I think they were losing.
Was that the goal?
2-1?
The goal he was complaining about?
Yeah, maybe it was 1-1. I don't know. Either way.
I think it was 2-1. And then
Yeah. So one of the
time-
guys on the Bruins is kind enough to hit the puck down right in front of the Hurricanes goalie, Peter Mrazek. Mrazek jumps on the puck, covers it with his glove. Two Bruins actually, then hit Peter Mrazek's glove, jarring the puck loose, and it slides right over to Charlie Coyle, who buries it in the back of the net. And they call it a good goal. So, of course, Brendamore's like, well, it was a hand pass, or you should have blown the whistle. One of the two things should have happened. So he challenges on the basis that they didn't blow the whistle when they should have to stop the play.
Oh, my God. Sorry.
Oh, why would you do that?
Which was the right call because they came back and said, we're not overturning the hand pass because Mrazek trapped the puck. And so that was another step in the play. Meanwhile, the whole challenge was based on Mrazek stopped the puck. You should have blown the whistle.
That's a
quick whistle.
But is there a time that you had to blow the whistle? I mean, is there an official going, okay, 1, 2, 3, like a guy holding the ball, basketball?
We've seen it before.
Okay, right.
If a ref is even making a gesture to blow a whistle, they will wave off a goal. Sometimes the whistle doesn't make it to the ref's mouth before the goal goes in, and they wave it off because he was like, "No, I was going to blow the whistle."
The
That
ref
is a
also
legitimate
was behind
thing.
the net, was behind everything going on. So I'm assuming he didn't see it, dead on.
Right. So which is why you go to replay.
Right.
So if Peter Mrazek had control of the puck long enough to stop a hand pass, how is that not having control long enough to blow the whistle? Which was what the challenge was.
I'm going to watch the replay right here.
Pull up the replay. I would run it, but then we'd get kicked off of Facebook Live, so I'm sure I'm breaking some sort of copyright law. Or else I put it for us on Facebook Live.
Speaking of which, hello,
and don't
Nick.
get me wrong, it was a very bang play. But if you're gonna say that,
Oh, no way! That puck was moving out of his glove.
it was definitely not. Two Bruin sticks swept his glove to the left.
You're talking such a homer right now. Just saying.
Look, you got you're thinking about it. You're thinking about it enough.
All right.
Now,
Yeah. I'm a reasonable guy, Michael.
Now they said he covered it long enough to interrupt a hand pass. So he clearly had control of it long enough that the hand pass was ruled not a hand pass. So if a goalie has a puck long enough to say that it's not a hand pass, that should mean that the goalie had the puck long enough that a whistle should have blown, which was Rod Brindamore's argument.
Well, first of
It's
all,
either a hand pass or you should have blown the whistle. It's one of the two things. But they said it's not a hand pass and it's not a whistle. The goal's good.
Where does the hand pass come from?
It was knocked down to Mrazek.
Oh, got it.
So, like, right before he's diving on it, I don't know if they're going to show you that much in the replay. And then two Bruin sticks.
Right.
Yeah, two Bruin sticks swipe Mrazek's glove. Puck pops out on the other side. Charlie Coyle buries it. So it was either a hand pass.
It actually looks like one of the Hurricanes actually hit it down. I don't think a Bruin touched it with the hand pass.
That's not what the ref said.
Hmm.
The ref said it was a hand pass until Mrazek controlled it. And then what did Mrazek slide it over to Charlie Coyle on his own? So if your goalie has his glove over it long enough for it to not be a hand pass.
God, I really wish we could show this and just break it down because it's so easy.
Should show it. Show it. Screw Facebook Live.
You're gonna get it if we show it in 40 minutes. You're gonna get a knock on your door.
It's gonna be two Canadians. It's gonna be the Molson twin. What was those?
You're gonna get a knock on the door. It's gonna be Brendan Shanahan with his one tooth out, ready to punch you in the
brothers
face.
On oh God, in the 80s they were on SCTV. No, they were on SCTV. Two brothers. They used to say all the time. Somebody has to know this. It was funny as hell. Two drunken Canadians. Oh God, it's gonna kill me. I'll think about it. But those are the guys that are gonna come. They're from SCTV. Someone out there's got to be a comedy nerd and know what I'm talking about. They had a couple of movies. Damn it. Anyway, would have worked if I knew the guys' names.
Yeah. So I don't think that puck was not in Mrazek's mitt for probably more than a second, if that. I mean, it comes out really, really quick. I really wish we had a back shot over the goal to see.
So then according to the refs, it should have been a hand pass. And that was Brindamore's argument, was either it's a hand pass or Mrazek had it long enough that you should have blown the whistle.
Yeah, it looks like it comes off Slavin's glove first.
And Slavin definitely had his hand up there.
What the hell are you guys talking about? But I'm looking it up.
I don't know. Just go to NHL.com and it's in there.
All right, hold on. All right, we're gonna get in trouble.
We're gonna talk 45 minutes about this play. This is worse than baseball. This is worse than baseball.
I got it. That's a Mike. What do you want me to say? Goal? That's a goal. No, it's not a goal.
So, Nick knows. Nick knows. Nick's on board. Thanks, Nick.
And you can even see Mrazek looks like he's trying to dish the puck out of there. He voluntarily lifts his wrist up, and he looks like he's making a motion to push the puck out of there.
Actually, I think if I'm gonna be completely Carolina fan, okay, just from I think when he puts his glove down, he traps the puck and one of their sticks.
Yes. Yep. He got the stick, and then he tried to pick it up.
I can't see the number of whoever's closer to him, but his stick is also under the glove with Mrazek with the puck.
Right. And if you if the puck, so the rule is if the goalie puts his glove down on the stick, it's a live puck.
Okay, so then it's a hand pass, is what the ref said.
Yeah, but then that's if the ref said that, it's a bad call. But the glove, because the puck clearly comes off Slavin's glove.
The official announcement after the review was that Mrazek had the puck long enough that it was not a hand pass by Boston.
Wow. Okay. Then they should have blown the whistle. But Mrazek should have gotten the assist on that goal because he passed it right to Coyle's stick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
He was probably picked up and said, oh, shit, not his stick. We would make some really great officials if we could just watch replays for 45 minutes after the play.
Oh, I could kill it. Now, don't get me wrong. The game went into double OT. So that is not the reason Carolina lost.
But it's still fun to talk about.
Carolina had plenty, and that was early in the second period. Carolina had plenty of chances to come back. That actually, I think that tied the game, maybe? Shortly after. Oh, no, Brock McGinn tied it. Actually, on that. Oh, so they call a penalty for delay of game, all right? Because they lost the challenge. On that penalty, Carolina scores a shorthanded goal. To tie the
overtime goal we're talking about?
No, this was during regulation. This was in the second period.
God damn it.
Yeah, so the explanation was, like, you're right, Hurricanes goaltender Mrazek controlled the puck prior to Charlie Cole's goal. So, I mean, he controlled the puck, but
Then
maybe...
they should have blown the whistle.
But, yeah, but...
That's
But
literally
you
the
can-
definition. If a goalie controls the puck, you blow the whistle.
But control and freezes the puck is two different things.
No, it's not. Not when his mitts upside down on the ice.
Yeah, but you're allowed to do that as a defensive player in your defensive zone.
Yeah.
Like,
But the
like
same rules don't
Niederreiter could have put
apply
his hand
for-
on the glove.
The same
All
rules
right,
don't
see if
apply
this
for
works,
defensemen
boys.
as goalies.
Here we go. You ready? Look at my screen. Look at my screen.
Oh, here we go. All these
Oh.
violations.
Oh, it's all blurry. Good.
Oh,
Yeah, I
God.
kick us
can't
off for
see.
that.
Oh, it was the guy on the grassy knoll behind the bushes.
They look
magic-
at each other.
The magic loogie.
All right, maybe the replay can get you here. The goal. That's a goal, baby.
That's a goal.
That's a
It
goal.
was called a goal on the ice.
He has
It
no
definitely
idea.
was.
That's a goal. Let me see this again. Hold on. I'm going. My expert opinion says it's a goal. Light the lamp. Light the lamp. Light it
Ref
up.
called it a goal. It's a
That's
goal.
my. Where did Tom go? Tom's excited. He got so excited. He's ready to have a celebration back there. I don't know. All
Tom is preparing his.
So I just had to
his
plug
line
something.
for Mike.
right. So does this change? Is this it? Is that the Bruins? Swan song, and now Carolina's going to come back and win the next 4 or 3. Whatever. What is this? What is this round? Best out of.
That was game 1. So
But it's
um,
best
Boy,
out of 7.
But I tell you what this does, and this is what's really great about hockey, is because when you got a lot of these former players that are coaches, Brindamore is like, I mean, he's coming out in game 2 and he's going to put it to the Bruins no matter what because of this call.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't put Rod Brindamore may come out dressed, skates, gloves, like, all right, bitches, let's do this. He looks like he's still in the shape to do it too.
Yep.
Oh
yeah.
Oh.
But I listen. Carolina's they ran through the Rangers so fast, which if you want to talk about a ball of emotions, a ball of confused emotions, you should have watched me watching the Hurricanes and the Rangers. The Hurricanes would score. I get really excited for a half a second, then I get really depressed for a half a second. It was the worst. And then the Rangers would score. I get super excited for a second, and then I get really depressed for a second. It was
like you
the
have
worst.
more NHL teams than Ty Domi has teams.
Well, that's why you got to love the sport before you love the team. I mean, you got to love the sport
Right.
first,
Right.
and then you got to go for the team.
Well, and let's be real. Like, I've lived out of New York longer than I lived in New York.
True.
But the
Well-
Rangers are the only championship I can remember.
Now you brought up the Rangers. Let's just stay there for a second. Andy, big day the other day. Ping pong ball went your way. How excited are you for that number 1 pick?
I literally had goosebumps. Not even joking. Goosebumps. I couldn't believe it. I was at work and I got the alert on my phone. I'm like, what? Like, never in a million. Toronto's in there, Pittsburgh's in there, Edmonton's in there. I'm like, one of those 3 are definitely getting it because the NHL loves them and hates us, but they didn't rig it.
The NHL
So
made
who-
it happen for you.
Exactly. Weighted ball or whatever. So who is the name the Rangers are going to call only to trade 5 years from now? Who is that guy?
Alexis Lafreniere.
The 30.
LaFerriere.
Anyone ever have an easy freaking name in hockey? I was looking at the names. I'm like, I'm gonna blow these guys away with my knowledge. I can't pronounce anybody's name besides Anders Lee. Thank you, Anders Lee, for being you.
So do we remember all the hype about last year about Capo Caco or whatever his name was? Is he
Capo Caco.
Capo
Or Caco
Caco?
Capo.
Capo.
Capo. Was he?
Right.
So what's up with? Is he still? Did he play this year?
He was there. I
Okay.
saw him skate by it a couple times.
Because I can tell you, hockey fans in New York had boners over this guy, like before he even crossed over the Meridian coming to New York on the airplane. And I didn't hear one thing about this Capo Caco guy. I thought he was like the new mafia boss from Staten Island.
He didn't have a terrible rookie
Different game.
campaign.
It's a
He
different
didn't
game.
have a terrible rookie campaign.
It's a different game.
You're going from a huge ice surface to a smaller ice surface.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Stop.
come
No.
on.
No.
I'm with
my
you, Andy.
God.
I'm with you.
It's
I'm
a
with you.
faster game.
It's all about ice surface. Yep.
More physical.
Yep.
Let him
Listen.
get some muscle. Maybe
Yep.
if we know somebody around here who can train him, maybe he'd get better. Who could that be?
Listen, he had 23 points in
Who could
66
train
games
him?
this year. All right, that's not a terrible rookie campaign. Lord knows there's been worse.
It's not terrible. I probably had a better rookie campaign last year than Capo Caco.
10 goals, 13 assists in 66
Okay.
games.
I mean, my only point is like I know and I understand there's the whole draft thing, and don't get me wrong. I think the NHL probably has the best draft because you have more top draft picks in the NHL that pan out to be really great long-term players. So I think the draft means more in a sport like the NHL, where I think it means nothing in the NFL and the NBA and Major League Baseball.
In Major League Baseball, it means nothing.
Come on. Is it
basketball-
I mean, Major League, they're drafting kids that are 14 years old that are going to play in Key West for 14 years before they even get a chance.
They bring
God.
up their talent.
It's monopoly money, is what the draft is from Major League Baseball. It's
Hey,
like
Gary
it's like
Sanchez-
landing on free parking to get the number one draft.
Gary Sanchez was signed as a 16-year-old. What does that tell you?
He wasn't drafted.
He was signed.
Oh, that makes it even worse. That they just signed us.
It doesn't work. But I'm just saying. I mean, I think it's great. It's exciting for hockey in New York, and it's great that they got the number one pick. But I mean, we have to think about it realistically. Like people here, like Caps fans here, were going nuts about, oh yeah, Pittsburgh doesn't have it. It's great. I'm really glad Pittsburgh doesn't have it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You play the Rangers just as much as you play Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So
And let's be real. Like Capo was born in 2001. For anybody that wants to feel old,
So was I.
he was born in 2001. All right. He can barely vote.
You can't fault the players for the media's hype. That's not fair. The media jumps on it. The fans will take anything the media gives them. It's not the kid. It's not the kid's fault.
But none. And I don't want to put the kid down or anything like that. I don't want to put the Rangers. I think it's great. I think it's great that that it's good. And I'm excited to see how it does. I mean, it's always fun to watch a top draft pick perform because top draft picks over the past few years have always performed. They have. So
The Rangers' future looks bright. I will say that. And I'm not even saying that really as a Rangers fan. They're young and rebuilding as it is. So now to throw this number one pick on.
oh yeah, I mean, it's definitely from a
Oh,
division
right.
rival standpoint, it's frightening.
It's
Yeah.
right.
Nice.
Andy, realistic. Next 5 years, Rangers hoist the cup. What's the
Next
percentage chance?
5 years.
Next 5 years, by 2025, do we see the cup being skated around Madison Square Garden?
In my heart,
Give me a percentage.
in my heart, yeah.
50%.
Knowing how the NHL hates us, no, probably not.
Oh, stop.
What, Tom? What?
Then just
It was
win the
interference.
cup. Just
It was
win the cup.
interference
Just
and
Just win the
goal.
cup. Just win it.
Here we go. Here we go.
Don't even, Mr. Ovechkin, we're gonna win the cup.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think the Rangers are going to be a force in the East. Absolutely. I absolutely do. I think I'm afraid as a Capitals fan, putting my Capitals fan hat on, I fear the Hurricanes. I fear the Rangers, and I'm beginning to fear the Islanders. So
We'll get to the Islanders in a second. Mike,
I wouldn't
Carolina
trade the
Hurricanes.
Islanders for too long.
You know the Islanders. That's it. They're gonna have this couple of years, and they have this time to make it. And that's it. They're gone. So we saying, Andy? We getting you on tape saying that it's over?
I don't even think they're gonna make it that far to make it.
Shots have been fired here in New York. Mike, Carolina Hurricanes. Next 5 years.
good. Gonna get run
Percentage
off the
chance.
island. You're about as loved at New Long Island as I am now, Andy.
I think that the Carolina Hurricanes have in the next 5 years have a great shot at winning the cup. They need a better goalie. I like Peter Mrazek, but he's definitely not a top tier goalie. They have the talent and the youth on their side. Also, when I think about with the Rangers and the Hurricanes, think about the teams that have been controlling the East. So you got Boston, Tampa, Washington. They are old.
Long in the tooth.
Their guys are getting old, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like Boston, Boston won today 4-3. Carolina hasn't played in almost a week and a half. Boston's not going to be able to keep up with Carolina's legs when Carolina gets moving.
I said that a while ago when I was like, Boston coming into this after having 4 months off is going to be the worst thing for them because they're going to be out of shape. They're not going to be rolling. They're not going to be rolling 4 lines. They're not going to be keeping up. Right. And then having the round robin play, which didn't really mean anything. Those are like, there you go. They're bullshit games pretty much. Mm-hmm. They didn't really care about them. And now they're coming into a super hype game with Carolina, who just swept the Rangers, who played, pretty hard throughout everything because they wanted to make it to the next round. The level of intensity between both teams aren't even close.
Yeah. And Carolina has been sitting around playing video games for a week. Yeah. How much practice time do you really think that they're getting in a bubble city where they have maybe 1 or 2 rinks, right? Clearly it showed last night they don't have a whole lot of rinks to use, or else they would have found a way to 4.
They have 4 in each city. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So even with 4 rinks and 8, now they're up to 8 teams. They were trying to run round robin play plus the play-in games. How much time was Carolina getting every day to stay fresh, to keep, where they get maybe an hour or 2 a day of actual ice time? Yeah, they hit the gym. Yes, they do their, I'm sure they did their meetings. They were sitting around playing fucking video games for a week and a half, waiting for everybody else to get through. They're kids.
I saw them playing football on one of the intermissions today. Just to keep them loose while they're.
I saw them hanging out. I saw them hang out at the strip club with the 2 Cleveland Indians that got suspended for going to the strip club. Mike Clevenger.
I thought that was the Marlins.
Oh no! This was yesterday. This was yesterday. A big story in Cleveland. If we can talk about that for a second. Baseball's breaking the protocols.
So that's our hot takes on Carolina and New York. At least the New York that's not playing anymore. Keith.
Not right.
Your Islanders.
Yeah, Keith, what do you got? Let's hear it.
Big win today.
Big win today. The boys are hot. Actually, they didn't play that great a game, right? They just kind of skated through it, to be to use the term that I should use. But hockey's back in Long Island, people. Hockey's back. Andy doesn't think there's a good shelf life. That's Andy, Hockey Andy. You can write to him to Hockey Andy on our next Guy Up page if you want to. He's saying it. New York doesn't. Long Island doesn't have a shot. That's it. This is a false. You got false hopes going right now. No way, right, Andy? No way. But Tom, the Capitals. Now, Mike mentioned it. Islanders have youth on their side. Islanders have the Capitals' old coach on their side. Islanders have the Devils' old GM on their side. Islanders have all this kind of positive stuff. The old Ovechkins and the O guys, your Oshis and your Ovechkins and your OOO. Do the Capitals have a shot in this series, or is it over for the old men?
I don't think it's over. I mean, I still think the series is going to go 6, possibly 7 games. Whether or not the Capitals, I mean, I did pick the Capitals to win over the Islanders, I believe in 6 games, but I think there's some age, Mike is right. There's some age on the Capitals that I'm a little concerned about. And the Capitals are a team that's very much about routine. And since they won the Cup 2 years ago, part of what helped them win the Cup was putting themselves, since December of 2017 into January 2018, they completely changed how they addressed everything they did about hockey, about how they did going to the rink, going to the practice rink, how they traveled. They did different things, and it worked for them. But they're in an environment right now, and that team doesn't do very well with change. And this is a big change. So I think that what the Capitals have going against them is not being able to actually truly be in their home arena and to be in their home environment. At least that's what I know. So I think they're feeling a little uncomfortable up there, and it showed by dropping 2 of the 3 round robin games that they played. They do look a little shaky. We haven't seen a lot of Ovechkin out there. Kuznetsov has not really showed up too much at all. And it's just a very loose team. Granted, they're all great players. They're just not playing together. And I think that'll be their fall, whether it be in the first round or whether it's going to be in the next round. I think it's very, very, very likely they will not make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
What I heard, he's freezing his nuts off. That's the reason why he's not playing that one. Okay.
Nice, that's good. You'll be here all night.
I'll be all night. Thing when the Islanders start playing well, the Mullets on Long Island come out like nobody's business. So if I can just play a little song for you, this is the Islanders' now new theme song for the rest of the playoffs. Can you pick this up?
Oh my God! Please don't! Please don't!
Oh.
That's right, baby. Get the Mullets flying, Islander fans. You Billy Ray Cyrus looking mofos. It is time. Islanders are hoisting the cup. It's going down Hempstead Turnpike. You can't watch it. You can't go outside. Put your masks on and see it from a distance. But this is the year that the Islanders bring the cup back to Hempstead Turnpike in Uniondale, New York.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think that'd be great. And I think if there's a year that it's going to happen, it will be this year. Because I think there's a lot of changes next year the Islanders will go through that it's not going to, it's going to be very, very hard. So this is the year and this is the situation that suits them well. So, if they want to win the Stanley Cup in an abbreviated season, go for it.
Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? You already put the asterisk on there. You slapped it on there.
No.
Abbreviated season.
I said abbreviated.
It's true. Well, that's why they shouldn't hand out the damn Stanley Cup this year. But yeah, that's a conversation for another day.
Oh Jesus, here we go again.
Conversation for another day.
Let's not even get into that one.
Yeah, exactly. So Andy, what do you think of it? What did you think of Gabe? Did you see any of the game? I know you were working, but did you see any of the highlights of the Capitals?
I watched a little bit of it. It was good. I feel like the Capitals were rolling in the beginning, and then the wheels just fell off the bus, and everything went wrong. Murphy's Law for Josh Bailey. That guy's a freaking gamer. Right spot at the right time. Smart play to throw at the net. Holtby with a stupid play. You got somebody coming in. I mean, Ovechkin's not even paying attention. Hold on to the freaking puck.
He's right.
Yeah,
he's right. Holtby is, I don't know where Holtby's been. Holtby is like being Holtby. I mean, he's like one day he's like the best goalie in the history of the NHL. The next day he's got his head at the Pride Parade in DC. Like, I can't figure out where the guy is. It's
Holtby
true.
needs a new trainer.
Go.
You know anybody?
What's that?
Holtby needs a new trainer. Do you know anybody?
Don't give up hope yet. Don't give up hope yet. You got time. I
don't know. We're also worried about
who's the backup for somebody mentioned that they don't see Holtby being around next year.
Samsonov is
Samsonov.
Samsonov.
Yeah.
I think he's a pretzel vendor. I think is the backup. I think it's it's the foam finger guy. The foam
Today's
finger
the
guy.
Zamboni driver's birthday.
Is it the Zamboni driver's birthday? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
The greatest Zamboni driver in the history of NHL.
100%. Because you should have to bring anybody onto your ice if you're a professional sport, and that guy should be able to perform. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, absolutely. I hope I get a chance to take an at bat my next time at Citi Field, and I crank a homer, and I become the story. And I hope Sturge is pitching.
It's not impossible.
Yes, it is. You should see my swing.
Yeah.
Hockey is for everybody, Keith. Hockey is for everybody.
Even the Zamboni driver.
Even the Zamboni driver.
So today is really his birthday?
Yeah.
And I make fun of him. That is probably the sports story of the year. That was amazing. It really was. It was great. Good stuff. Mike, the Islanders, have you touched on them yet, or are you just going to skip it?
I mean, I watched the game. It was a great game. Anders Lee.
Thank you for that name.
Taking on Tom Wilson was
a good name.
It was bold. It didn't actually turn out nearly like when I saw them wrap up. I was like, oh, this could be real bad. Tom Wilson's a bad man. and it didn't turn out as bad as I thought it was going to be. Tom Wilson also wasn't the pest that he normally. I mean, he had 11 penalty minutes, so he definitely got in. I think he had 9 in the first 2 periods. I have the Islanders moving on. I think that the Capitals are just. I think the age is going to catch up on them compared to the Islanders, but I have Islanders Hurricanes next round, so we'll see how that turns out.
Those Canes. I think I have the same thing. I have to look at my chart again. Some bold people put up their charts. Some bold picks out there. Some bold picks. Bold like Tom having Tampa Bay doing everything, doing it all, going the whole shebang. Right? Do you have them? Do you have them winning the whole thing, Tom? Or just
Tampa?
in the cup final? Yeah,
I do. Mm-hmm.
They're in the whole thing.
Yep, I do.
Okay.
I made that pick thinking that Callie was still on the team.
My boy. Boy, I love Cali.
Is St. Louis still on the team?
No.
I think he retired.
Yeah, he retired
6 years ago.
6 years ago?
Yeah, he's now coaching.
Give or take.
He's now coaching youth hockey in Tampa. He is. No, he is really.
John Van Is he really?
Yeah, he is. Yep.
John Van Beesbrook still a name in this thing?
Oh my goodness.
Oh jeez.
Kelly Rudy?
I like the Bookaboom comment you made earlier. That was a good one. How many bees in Bookaboom?
How many bees in Bookaboom? I mean, that's one of the best names of all time. Come on. If you want to talk about hockey names, Jeff Bookaboom.
He's a hard-hitting defenseman.
Yeah.
I don't know what his numbers were, but he's not in the NHL Hall of Fame for that name alone. Something's wrong. Something is wrong. Bookaboom. You can just want to say it over and over again. It's almost as like Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck is today's best name. The history of the game, Bookaboom is the best name.
Cal Clutterbuck is one of my. Cal Clutterbuck is not only is it he's a great guy too. He was on the Wild before he went to the Islanders. I met him a handful of times. Just a really nice guy until he gets on the ice. Then he's an asshole. But I mean, Cal Clutterbuck, he always has the mustache, just that dirty push broom running underneath his. I love him. He's great.
I'm saying it now. I can get between the pipes and I can save anyone. You guys all played hockey. I will claim this now. Next time the 4 of us are together, we're gonna get a net. I'm gonna get some pads. I'm gonna get between the pipes. You guys are gonna get 10 shots each. I guaranteed I save 7 of each. 7. I'll let you
tell you.
Promise you.
If I can get the 3 of you guys to come to DC, we could have unlimited ice time. Okay.
Who said anything about ice? This thing
And
ice
then
is on deck.
At the arena. We could get. I mean, we'd play hockey for the. I mean, if you guys came on a Friday, we'd play hockey Friday night, all day Saturday, and the first part of Sunday before you guys went home. I mean, we'd be, and I'd pull the guys in. We'd have a lot of fun.
You give me a date, I'm there.
Straight hell.
I'm a 5-hour drive. You tell me the date, and I am there. I still have all my ice hockey gear locked in my closet.
I'd rather.
Even if you need gear, we have all the gear here. You can and we can switch goalie. I'll be goalie. Andy can be goalie. Even Keith can be goalie since he's a catcher.
I don't keep one up Kardashians on a 12-hour loop to do what you're talking about right now.
Come on, Keith. We'll take the Amtrak. It'll be fun.
No, I can't get on skates. I have to be on foot. I've never been on skates before.
Fine.
I got kids. You know what I mean?
Sound like me when I used to say I can't drink hard liquor at parties.
We'll put a mat down for you. You can play goalie.
I can save 7 out of 10, guaranteed.
Are you talking about us just standing there taking shots at you?
No, you do your trickeries and your skating.
See, that's why you need to be on skates because I can't deke you if I have to just take a wrist shot from 15 feet away.
You got to give me a shot. I got to learn how to go on skates. I've never been on ice skates in my life. I know. Looking at me, I look like quite the athlete, but I've never been on ice skates.
Then start now. So this way, by maybe after the first year, you'll be ready to skate.
I challenge our listeners. We're going to do this for charity one day. I'm going to put on the pads. We're going to find a goal. I'm going to go between the pipes. And I guarantee you, cold, never play in the game. I will save more shots than I let up.
It's actually, so I dressed as goalie one time we had like some, so we rent ice during the holidays and we'll invite a bunch of our friends down. So I dressed as goalie one year. The first 20 minutes sucked. Like it was horrible, but then you kind of get into it. Like when you get the feel of the equipment, you're like, I mean, you really, I can see how goalies are nuts too, because by the time that 80 minutes was up, I was pissed off. I was like, take a shot. Come on.
You know what it is?
It's
Pucks
fun.
look like ring dings, and a ring ding has never gotten past me. So I just think that's a ring ding, and
But
I
wait till
will
it
not
hits
let
you.
it get past
Wait till it hits you in the thigh. It won't feel like a ring ding.
Yeah. I also played goalie once. I dressed in goalie once playing up in Minnesota. It didn't go as good as I thought it was going to go. I was very confident. Must run in the Potter blood. I was like, oh, I got this. Whatever. No, not at all. Not at all. That puck comes a lot faster than you think it does. Even on pure amateur shooting, and moving left to right, it's not easy. It's not even, once I get you leaning, you're beat.
You ever see the Geico commercial with the walrus in net? You're looking at the walrus. You're looking at the walrus. You're looking at him.
Come on, it's a walrus.
Yeah.
Nice save, big guy.
What's the game on right now? I think there's a game on as we speak, right? You guys watching it?
Yeah, Philly Montreal.
Philly Montreal. That's boring as hell.
Philly's up 1-0 in the second.
Flyers a thing again. God damn it! Really?
Oh yeah, they are.
Flyers look really good right now.
Flyers are set up. They're a team that's set up to go all the way as well. I mean, I could see them playing Tampa in the final.
Yeah, but Alain Vigneault's the
Can
coach,
they?
so
Oh.
No, they can play in the conference final. But,
I hate Philly has a good something. Damn it.
So,
Now I have rooting interest.
don't worry, Alain Vigneault's the coach, and he sucks. He's never won.
Why does he sound familiar? Was he a Ranger coach at one time?
Here's the Rangers coaching.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounded very familiar.
Worst coach in history. Ugh.
There's a handful of ex-Ranger coaches still in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, it's funny how that works out, huh?
Yeah.
Mike Keenan's still around?
It's kind of like football players. As soon as you leave Washington, D.C., you become a star. And presidents and football players, as soon as you leave the District of Columbia, you really get to be good.
Well, that Washington football team is tough.
Washington football team. That's going to catch on. That's just what teams are going to do for now. Yeah,
they missed it. They missed their opportunity. They should have been Washington FC. They should have done it. Just to twist the knife just a little bit, they should have been the Washington Football Club.
That's what they are.
Just like 9 of the soccer teams in MLS.
That's not what they are.
We just know they're the football team.
Mike is right. If they would have named them Washington FC, which we all know is football club, they would have had to make their first Monday night game skinny jean and IPA night.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what would have happened.
Yeah. And they all the fans would have shown up and been like, "Wait, what is this? Is this American football?"
And they'll have to stake being hurt for 10 minutes, screaming on the ground.
Charlotte, North Carolina has the newest team in MLS, and they went with the very original name of Charlotte FC. Really? Not to be confused with Atlanta FC or Minnesota FC or.
But get this, but Orlando went Orlando SC.
Whoa.
For Orlando Soccer Club.
Okay.
Curveball.
Oh.
They're not going for that European football stuff.
What's New York going with? Red Bull still?
There's 2 teams in New York. There is the New York Red Bulls, and there's NYC FC.
I know, guys. I gotta go. I can't let's talk about.
All right, Andy. Anything else you want to end with?
I'm good. I'm just excited for hockey to be back.
All right, check out Andy's podcast, Gimmick Wrestling Podcast. I really do enjoy it. Excellent. If you're a wrestling fan, check that out. Andy, thanks for joining us, brother.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, have a good night.
All right, Andy.
Adios.
All right, Andy.
Okay, bye.
Tom, I noticed you've been getting into more. You've been putting up some soccer stuff lately.
So I'm trying to broaden my horizons in sports because I don't know. I can't get into baseball. I don't know what it is.
It sucks.
Maybe I need
That's
some
why.
help.
No, it sucks. I go to bed angry every single night.
But I'm trying not to think that because I don't want to think it sucks because it was such a big part of my childhood. But you're right, it does.
This year it does. This is horrible. Cardinals haven't played all 2 weeks. I mean, what are we doing here? Marlins didn't play, Philly didn't play. What are we doing? What is this?
Yeah. And I think I'm just bitter because baseball always marked like that start of spring to where you could go outside without feeling like you need to put a jacket on. It was always like that thing, you know? Yeah. And it just, so I think I'm just pissed off at baseball. That's all. So baseball and I might need to have to go to therapy a little bit once the season's over. We'll go to a little bit of group therapy, baseball and I, we'll figure it out, but you know, we'll reconcile. Maybe
it's definitely made running a fantasy team and gambling very difficult.
I haven't even peeked into my fantasy.
Which are really the only two things I give a shit about anymore in my life. So our fantasy league is alive and well, though.
Is it?
I don't know. Chris's expert team is in first.
Is anybody doing anything? Anybody paying attention?
The last transaction, Sons of Pitches made a transaction, so somebody else is
Sons of Pitches.
Yeah.
Someone's actually caring about this. I got to peek.
I am. I'm altering I'm paying attention to my lineup. I'm in third place right now.
Where am I?
What's your team name?
I have no freaking idea. Meat hook or something like that. Meat hook or meat locker, meathead.
Are you raw meat?
I'm raw meat. That's me.
You're in second place right now.
I'm staying away from it.
You're like the Marlins of fantasy.
Yeah.
Not even paying attention. So are the Cardinals the only team that can't play because of the old COVID?
Right now, they're sequestered or quarantined. Whatever you want to say. They had a bunch of people, staff and players, come down with COVID. One was actually very seriously affected by it. They're due to come back Friday, and then they have a series of doubleheaders coming up to try to make up. They're never going to make it to 60 games. The whole thing's a piece. The whole thing's it just makes no sense.
Why didn't they just do a tournament? They should have just waited until September and done like a fall baseball tournament.
Exactly.
They could have called it Fall Back to Baseball.
I love it.
Then they could have just done like a tournament where you had just
go
to like Williamsport or some places and just have like
I said Iowa. Field of Dreams.
Yeah,
I think that was
go to Iowa. Do that. I mean, come on.
Keith, you do need to check in though on your team.
I will.
Because your pitching lineup consists of Marcus Stroman is on your team.
Okay.
Shohei Ohtani is on your team.
He's gone.
He's on the 60-day IL.
I'm in second
place.
place.
You also have Soroka from Atlanta, who blew out his Achilles. Who's also
I'll check it out. So
you may want to update that a little. You also have Trey Mancini, another guy on the 60-day DL.
Mancini's actually battling cancer.
Half your team is on the 60-day DL, so you may want to check in. I don't see you holding on to second place too long.
How am I in second place? Who do I have that's performing?
You have Juan Soto, who, as long as he keeps playing the Mets, let's see. Today he's 2 for 3 today with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs.
2 home runs.
Juan Soto, man.
He hit 2 solo home runs. He's got 2 2-run home runs today.
What's the score? You had the score?
5-4 Mets. Actually.
All right, so that's what it was.
Juan Soto spent more time in the batting cage during his whole quarantine, that the 12 days that he was away, than he ever done probably that I've ever known any other guy to be in the batting cage. Really? He's just been hitting the ball nonstop. And you can tell.
He's excellent. He really is a good player. He's there's so much good talent, young talent, baseball. They can't screw this up. They have to do better marketing. The guy's 23 and under. I was looking at the list the other day. It's credible the amount of talent that the baseball has at such a young age right now. Such a young age. You got Fernando.
Could you imagine if they did something where they did part of like a tournament where they reshuffled the league and they had guys of different ages play against each other? So just take a group of guys that are under 23 and you're going to play in a best of 7 tournament. Then after that, we're going to have a 25 to 35.
Right.
And then you're going to just do something like that. Like, it doesn't have to be like, why try to squeeze a season in from August 1st
Don't get
it.
Every time they had all this time to try something better.
God, and we still have football to go too. Like, what's football going to be like?
They're gonna follow college's lead. There's no way they can do it. There's just
College
no way.
doesn't even know what they're gonna do. You got some division,
all
some
gonna
conferences are like, we're not doing this. The other conferences are like, yeah, we're gonna do it. Like, who are you gonna play? Yourself?
Exactly. You got people in conferences saying they're still gonna play. How they doing that?
We don't even know if my kids are on hockey teams this year. We don't even know if they're gonna play games. Because counties are saying, like one day they're saying, you can't have practices. And then literally 2 days later, like, yeah, you can do it, but you can only have 4 kids on the ice for no more than 35 minutes at a time. We're like, what?
Horrible.
It's just, it's a nightmare. Like,
No.
This is a nightmare. It's a straight up nightmare.
But Toronto this year, I know it was definitely the top 3. It may have been the top 4. It's the first time ever that 3 guys in a row were all second generation guys. You had Bo Bichette, Kevin Biggio, and Vlad Jr. batting 1, 2, and 3 for Toronto.
Cool.
Wow.
If they can hang on to that core,
They won't.
if they can.
5 years, they're all gone. That's the sucky part of it. That's the sucky part of it.
Oh.
It would be great if they can, but they're still in that same division as the Red Sox and the Yankees. It's so damn hard.
I know. I want to say they had one more guy. That was a second generation guy, but I can't for the life of me figure out who it is looking at their roster.
I think. But Bichette, Biggio, and Guerrero Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have a bright future too. It's a baseball, that's the thing. And I heard today that they're thinking of doing this, even with local broadcasts. They're thinking of when the game is like a lull in your game, if something's happening exciting in another game, they're thinking of breaking into that game with a split screen, even with local broadcasts, to try to broaden the horizon around the country. I think the old timers are going to hate it, but forget them. Go to the kids. Do that. That. Introduce Mike Trout and the way he plays, not just his name and his highlights, but introduce Mike Trout on a regular basis to the masses, and that's how you're going to build this game. Your Juan Soto's, your Ronald Acuña's, your Fernando Tatis Jr.'s, your those 3 guys you just mentioned in Toronto, your J.D. Davis's. That's my guy. Baseball needs to do it. Hockey's doing it.
They need to have a red zone version, and NFL has red zone during the year. Basically, whenever anybody gets into the red zone, they switch to that game.
Right.
Now you have action. Now you have the scoring.
Right.
Baseball needs to come out with like MLB.
No, MLB Network does something like that.
Second
with
and third.
Pitch.
You know what I mean?
They do that with Quick Pitch, but the thing is, it's on 11 o'clock at night. Who's watching that?
No, I'm talking all day. All day. It needs to be a dedicated channel.
Yes.
That, look, there's guys on second and third, nobody out. We're switching to that game.
Right.
Right.
This pitcher's in the middle of throwing a no-hitter. We're going to that game.
Right.
As things are getting interesting, they just need to flip from game to game.
Right.
It'd make it so much better. They get so much more of an audience.
Right.
I try watching Met games. I really do.
That's tough.
Because I pay for it. So I'm like, well, shit, if I'm going to pay for it, I might as well. Unless they're playing Washington, which is still my local team, apparently. MLB, if anybody's listening, which I know you're not, hey, do me a favor. At least be realistic. Atlanta is the local team that we get on television.
Wow.
Right.
Blackout Atlanta, not Washington. I don't know why. Who the fuck is coming up with this?
That's odd that you had that down there.
Washington and the Baltimore Orioles are the 2 teams I can't get on MLB TV. Because they're my local teams. Baltimore's a 7-hour drive. Florida is just as far away. I get the Atlanta games on Fox Sports South. Like that's on my cable package is Fox Sports South, and they give me Atlanta Braves games. Blackout Atlanta Braves games, fill in Washington National games, and then I get to watch them all. I call them every single season. Every year I've called them for 4 straight years, complaining about this. And
he's on the phone again, guys. He's on the phone again. Put him on speaker.
I get somebody that's never watched baseball in their entire life on the phone. And they're like, oh, what's your zip code? And I'm like, listen, lady, it doesn't matter what my zip code is. All right. This is the team I get to watch on regular TV. You black out this, so now I'm screwed. And they're like, oh, well, it should be on your local. I'm like, no, I pay you to watch the games. Maybe you missed how that works.
So I can so on my work laptop, our VPN runs through Denver, Colorado. I can log into my VPN at work, and then I can log into NBCSN, and I can watch local sports. I can log into MASN and watch the Nationals games.
Right.
Because I can log into MLB TV because they think
Colorado. That's
I'm
what
going
I need
to
a
Denver.
VPN.
You can get a VPN. They're like $3 a month.
I'm about to. Well, but then that's more money I'm spending to watch the shitty Mets.
Well, it also works for Netflix because you can get all these. You can log into somewhere for a foreign country, and you can log in and you can get different shows on Netflix. You can get different sports. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
I need a VPN. I need to figure out how to run my internet through a VPN.
NordVPN.
I just need like West Coast. I'm good, just West Coast. I really don't care anywhere over there, because then I'll get the entire East Coast. I won't get blacked out. And then when they're playing on the West Coast, I just use my East Coast, and I'm good.
Right.
It's so frustrating.
I know. It's tough.
Every year I do this. Every year.
Some
just
people
gotta
go
move
for punishment.
Just move.
I have to get, and you know how much money I pay for sport? We were going through the bills because my fiance wanted to buy something, and I was like, I don't know if we got it.
That's the worst.
And then she's like, isn't football starting? And I'm like, all right, we'll find it. Because I have to pay for football, so that's $300. I got to figure out where. I got to make that up to you somehow.
Oh, maybe you'd be lucky. They won't have a season.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that, but I don't know. Although the $300 I spend on football money, the way I convinced her that it was okay is I brought up the receipts from all the bars I went to the season prior. And I was like, look, this is clearly more than $300 worth of food and booze
that I'm savings right there.
That I'm spending at the bar, because I go to the bar every Sunday, and I think I'm just going to watch the Jet game. And then I drink through the whole Jet game, and I'm like, well, I'm already here. I might as well watch the 4:00 game too. And then I end up staying there for 7 hours drinking, and I run up a $200 bar tab.
Somehow he's still there when Monday Night Football kicks off.
Yeah. My fiance's got to come pick me up now because I can't drive home. And so the $300 it's not really as big of a hit, but when you look at it's all perspective, right? Like, it's all perspective. So
first world problems.
First world problems.
Any more hockey, fellas, before we wrap this thing up? Anything else you want to touch on?
I mean, it's just starting, so.
Yeah, it's just starting. It's going to roll right up. I'll be interested to know about what they're going to do about next year's regular season. I mean, are they going to start in October like they usually do, or are they going to
the same thing?
Are they going to roll like after this postseason? Are they going to have like 2 weeks off and then they're going to roll right into the 2021 regular season? I mean, that's a rhetorical question. I don't know if we know the answer to that, but
they can't bubble the whole league, can they?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you can't. But when is this going to stop? Like, how is it until we get a vaccine, which is probably not going to be for a year or 2 years?
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
You hear the NBA starting to let in close family and friends now?
Yeah, that? Strippers. The strippers are coming back. Yeah, absolutely.
First,
I mean, anyone buying it, the strippers are coming in.
Listen, he just wanted chicken wings. They have good wings. We all know strip clubs have the best wings.
You gotta love how people are. I put on a thing on a thing. You know, I'm a big Joey Votto kick right now, and I put up a post. Yeah, I put up a post. No Votto on this shirt. Obviously, he's not gonna be on the shirt. People going off on me. Bro, come on. He's a good player, but he's not. Come on. And
I love how everybody's a Hall of Fame expert when it comes to Hall of Fame debates.
Do you really think I think
it's like when I put the Bo Jackson post about should he be in the Hall of Fame?
And everyone gets so serious when you mention Hall of Fame. Oh man, let me get out my compass here, and let me get out my protractor, and really, come on, Well, why is everybody so stingy, dude?
Could you imagine if they had those conversations about us? Like if Mike's up for a promotion at work. Do you think Mike should have gotten this promotion? Like, no way. That guy is always late. He's watching hockey games at work, coming in smelling like beer. What's his deal? He was never here. His numbers are horrible.
You saw how many downloads his last podcast got? No way is this guy a Hall of Famer.
This guy's not a Joe Rogan. If he had Joe Rogan numbers, yeah, no problem.
He had Joe Rogan numbers. That's because we don't do edibles in ours. We should start doing edibles. Oh, my God. Sparky Anderson should throw him off. Pete Rose should be up. I mean, it's so much. It's so much.
Hall of Fame. The Pete Rose Hall. Let's talk about a virus that comes up once in a while. Is the Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame? Can we just let it go?
It's never gonna end.
Can we just let it go?
Never gonna end.
Who's Pete Rose?
It's like the moon landing, real or not. Who cares? It's done.
The Hall of Fame is distinguished for the honor, and if you cheat, you shouldn't be in there. Oh, yeah, maybe you want to look into the guys that are in there already. Maybe you want to dig into their lives a little bit. Just
no gambling.
Like Ty
no
Cobb?
Gambling. Cocaine,
fine. Crack
uppers, good to go. Juice, exactly. We're getting there.
Prohibition in the 20s, the drinking was illegal. Babe Ruth. No, everything's good. Everything's good. Don't worry about a thing. He goes right in. You might want to crack open.
Let's not forget when they wouldn't even let black people play.
Exactly.
All those guys.
Yeah. But it's fun. It's fun to rile people up. But he doesn't. His home run numbers aren't there because everybody's got to hit home runs. That's what you need. That's the thing. God. Crazy. All right, boys. Anything else?
I think we've rambled on enough.
Yeah. Thanks for having me back, boys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Anytime,
Tom.
Anytime. We can do this again. We can do this next week. And so we can do this throughout the whole hockey playoffs if you want. I don't care.
Yeah, whenever I feel the energy, I'll go live and share my 2 cents.
Yeah, I love that. I like when you do it from the car. When you do it from the car, that's my favorite.
Like that.
I'm on the road.
I might do that. My 4-minute ride to work.
I love it. I love when you do that, Mike. We need a Mad Minute. We've been so we're waiting for a Mad Minute. There's only been one. Teddy Bridgewater. That's it.
That Teddy Bridgewater one set me off though. I was set off at a whole nother level. From my stalker Teddy Bridgewater.
Funny as hell. All right, guys, let's wrap this baby up. You guys have a great night. Enjoy your hockey. I'm gonna go watch America's Got Talent, the playback, because I have no life. And that's it.
Nice.
Well, yeah. All right. I was gonna go off on an AGT rant, but I think we should probably end it before we do that.
Okay. We'll get into that next week. All right, guys. That's it. Who's next?
Bye, boys.
All right, guys. All right. Have a great night.
All right, guys.
All right,
see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.